I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm currently setting up my laptop so that I can see comments. Let me click refresh. Imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball against legends past and present. And then imagine a 162-game regular season. This is game number 155, late September. The season is almost over. As you can see on the screen, the Hollywood Avengers, the created franchise, have been dropped into the National League West Division. And with 8 games left, including this one, 8 games left, the Avengers and the LA Dodgers are tied for first with identical 98 and 56 records. So let's get back to the season. Move it over here. Go to the calendar. Okay, 4-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks on the road. The Avengers have won the first 2 games 3-0 and 3-1. Time to play game 3. We're trying to win these games. Play game. Play full game. We have the away team at Chase Field. Opens clear skies. Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. Let's give it a rock and roll. Let's do it. Tom Holland in the race for batting champion in the National League. As you can see, he holds a 3-point edge over Stan Musial. These are the starting lineups. If this is your first time witnessing an Avengers baseball game live stream, I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer run the bases for me, and the difficulty setting is set to all-star for all games. I also do play-by-play live here at Chase Field. Welcome to a broadcast of Major League Baseball as the Hollywood Avengers visit the Arizona Diamondbacks. On the mound for the Diamondbacks, Damian Rolls. He's 5-4 on the season. This is only his 14th start. 3.73 earned run average. And he will face Anthony Mackie. Cut the check. He is the new Captain America. He's hitting .321. He has 19 homers and 73 RBIs on the season. Here comes the first pitch of the ball game. Fastball low, ball 1. Diamondbacks are 5 games under in the National League West. The Avengers are fighting for first place. Out in front of the changeup, swing and a miss. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, this is game number 155 of 162. 8 games left. Backdoor slider, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. King Sonic, the Blue Hedgehog. Welcome to the live stream. It's always a pleasure to see your name in the chat box. Ground ball to the first baseman, fielded by Jeff Bagwell. Steps on the bag himself, and there is 1 away. Starting lineup for the Avengers, Anthony Mackie is at shortstop. Tom Holland's at first. Robert Downey Jr. Check that. Tom Holland's at second. Robert Downey Jr. is at first. The catcher, Mark Ruffalo. Chadwick Boseman's at third. Dave Bautista's in right. Sebastian Sands in left. Idris Elba's the DH. Batting ninth and playing center field is Don Cheadle. Tommy Holland, with his .354 batting average, steps up to the plate. And he lines it foul. Strike 1. Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Just saw the Spider-Man No Way Home film yesterday. Loved it. No spoilers, but I loved it. That's all I'll say. Not a sponsor. Tom Holland has 17 homers and 81 runs batted in. In the dirt, count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Holland. That's a deep drive. Back goes the left fielder, makes the catch on the warning track. Nice play by the Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson for the second out.
Number 12.
Next up, Robert Downey Jr., .297. He has 23 homers and 99 runs batted in on the season. Looking for that century mark. Fastball low and inside, ball 1. 99 RBIs is not first on the Avengers. That's distinction goes to Mark Ruffalo. That's a line drive, base hit, 2-out single for Iron Man here in the top of the first. I need a drink of water. So up next, the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. He has a 340 average, 35 homers, and 134 runs batted in. The homers and RBIs lead the ball club. Chases a pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Posada. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. High, ball 1. Chases a fastball outside the strike zone. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Mark Ruffalo. Outside, count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rusty Valentine is the man behind home plate, calling balls and strikes. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Rolls. That's a line drive the other way, a bloop base hit to right. Ruffalo smash, Ruffalo bloop. And it is 2 on and 2 out. 16-game hitting streak for Mark Ruffalo. My goodness. Here's the replay. Just serves it into right field between first and second. Next up is the late, great Chadwick Boseman. He's hitting .334, 21 homers, 74 RBIs. Late and great because we lost Chadwick Boseman in real life to colon cancer in 2020. May he rest in peace. May he get a 2-out RBI hit. Chases a pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely again by Posada behind home plate. Count is 0-1. Ground ball past the third baseman into left field. He will hold at third. It'll be station to station. Bases are now loaded with 2 outs. So Damian Rolls records the first 2 outs and then proceeds to give up 3 straight singles. Outlander, welcome to the live stream. Let's go. Dave Bautista has the bases loaded and 2 out. Grounds it to the third baseman, throws to home for the force to retire the side. Seems like an unnecessary gesture. So they leave the bases loaded at the end of a half inning of play. It's the Avengers nothing. Arizona coming to bat. This is Avengers Baseball. So on the mound for the Hollywood Avengers is Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. She is making her 23rd start of the season. She's 10-7. And she will face Ricky Henderson, the Hall of Famer, 285, 25 homers, 83 runs batted in. Ricky Henderson pulls the fastball down the left field line, out of play for strike 1. Ricky Henderson, if I'm not mistaken, holds the Major League record for runs scored and for stolen bases in the history of the game. That kind of legendary player. How was Spider-Man? The Outlander Show wants to know. It was fantastic. It was one of the better Marvel movies I've seen. It was a perfect. Since it was the third Spider-Man movie, it was the perfect way. Swing and a miss, and there's one away. Struck him out on the low and outside slider. First strikeout for Scarlett Johansson. It was the perfect way to end the Spider-Man trilogy. Great movie, exciting. I don't want to give anything away. No spoilers. But it was a great movie. I definitely recommend it. Not a sponsor. I wish it was, but not a sponsor. Next up, Joe Morgan, 306, 19 homers, 66 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch from Scarlett. Line drive, foul ball. Then he pulls it down the right field line, out of play. Count is 0-2. I'm going to try to watch it over the weekend. Well, listen, I wish you luck. I went to the earliest matinee that I could find, and I think that sometimes when you have a big opening to a film, fouls it off, count remains, no balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bottom of the first, no score here in Game 3 of this 4-game series. When you're going to go to a weekend release, originally the weekend release was Friday, and then they do this kind of like Thursday Night Madness, where you get Thursday evening. But then since they have it on Thursday, now they've stretched it to Thursday at like 3 o'clock, a matinee. sometimes people haven't gotten out of work yet, so you can grab a ticket. So I figured, you know what? Let me swing and a miss. Tied him up in knots. Struck him out. There's 2 away. Second strikeout for Scarlett. Here's the replay. Yeah, so you know what? On a whim, I was free. I said, you know what? Let me see if there's a seat. If there's not a seat, I'll just come home. And there was one. 2 outs, up steps Jeff Bagwell. This season, he's hitting .327. He has 46 homers and 135 RBIs. Now, that's a season. Outside misses, ball 1. Sorry, you know, for how Scarlett Johansson looks. It actually looks like Scarlett's 13-year-old nephew with long hair. It's the best I could do with what was given to me. Slider outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The creative player function on MLB The Show does not accommodate female looks, faces, bodies, nothing. Which is a shame because I know there are other sports games that accommodate female fans with, you know, female representations. Fouls it back, count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Jeff Bagwell. Hopefully in MLB The Show 22 in March, we'll breaking ball at the knees, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Will hopefully accommodate some female features. I don't need a whole ton of female features. I don't need ridiculous body types. Just, you know, chases a slider down and away. Strong 1-2-3 inning for Black Widow. At the end of 1 inning of play, no score here at Chase Field. So we go to the top of the second. Up steps the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. He's hitting .297 on the season. Bucky Barnes. Checked his swing, but it's in there, strike 1. Line drive to right, and they were playing him the pull, and he's going to be able to run for days. It bounces up against that right field wall. He's going to go to third. It might be a mistake, and it is. He makes the first out at third base. A no-no in Major League Baseball. He should have stopped at second. So it's a double, and he's thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple. So there's 1 out here in the top of the second. Bad decision, Bucky Barnes. So with 1 away, up steps Idris Elba, .269 average. 9 homers on the season. And he pulls it foul. Strike 1. Fouls off the slider. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Hemdahl. Idris Elba. Fastball inside, ball 1. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. No score here. Down and in. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. No score here in the top of the second inning. And he pulls it into the seats. And it's a ground ball through the right side. It's a base hit. The vacated second base holder were playing him to pull. So he hit it the other way, and there wasn't an infielder anywhere in sight.
Number 10.
So it's a 1-out single for Idris Elba. That single may have scored Sebastian Stan. Up next is Don Cheadle hitting 277, pitches high, ball 1, 277, 14 homers, 69 RBIs. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Outside and low, 2 balls and no strikes. Idris leads off first, 2-0. And he pops him up. Bagwell on the infield grass makes the catch for the 2nd out. Every game is important. It's as if the playoffs have already begun. The Avengers and the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West are both tied with 98 wins with 8 games left to go. 2 outs, up steps Anthony Mackie. One team will win the division, possibly get a playoff bye. The other team will have to play a wild card. Will be one of the wild card spots, pardon me. Out in front, 2 quick strikes. Count is quickly 0-2. Mackie is 0 for 1. Quick throw to first. He's back. And it gets away. And he gets a late start. Posada throws to second, but it's not in time. Looked like Elbow didn't know what to do with himself at first because it ricocheted hard off that back wall. But then eventually he got his feet under him and took second on the wild pitch from Damian Rolls. So runner in scoring position, a single could bring him home and break the scoreless tie.
Nope, at the ball.
Pitch just misses. Thought he had it. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes on Don Cheadle. Oh, check that. That's Anthony Mackie. Pops it up, and it's caught to retire the side by Joe Morgan. So, inning and a half, no score. Bottom of the second, up steps the third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Nolan is hitting .258 this season. He has 30 homers and 105 runs batted in. In there, strike one, outside corner. Just gets a piece of the slider. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball, base hit through the box. Leadoff single for Arenado. And the Arizona Diamondbacks are in business here in the bottom of the second. The leadoff man on. This is the replay. Next up is the center fielder, Ketel Marte. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Scarlett deals. Chases a changeup. Swing and a miss. Count is 0-1. Welcome to Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. And he fouls it behind home plate. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Runner leads off first. Pitches inside and low. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marte. And he fouls it back. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scarlett is 10-7 on the season. And he just fouls it off to stay alive. The at-bat will continue. Just misses inside with the knuckleball. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is the designated hitter, Brian Reynolds. Here comes the full count pitch. Ground ball 4, 6, 3. Double play. And there are 2 away. Bases have been cleaned here in the bottom of the second inning. So Brian Reynolds steps up from the left side. He's also a switch hitter. 19 homers, 78 runs batted in on the season. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch from Black Widow. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Out in front of the changeup, strike 2. Count is 0-2 on Reynolds. And he yanks the 2-seam fastball down the right field line, out of play. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Reynolds. Lines it, foul. Two outs, bases empty. And he pops it up to right field, shallow. Bautista is there. Drax makes the catch to retire the side. So, 2 innings of baseball here at Chase Field. No score. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the top of the third. Up steps Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Tom Holland is 0 for 1. And that's a line drive. That'll dunk in there to center field for a single. Leadoff hit, big turn at first, but he will hold. So he's 1 for 2.
Now
Tom Holland is working on a batting title championship. He's got a few points over the Dodgers Stan Musial. All right, next up is Tony Stark, who singled in the first. He is 1 for 1. Check to swing, pitches low, ball 1. Tony has 23 homers and 99 runs batted in on the season, looking for that century mark run batted in. Pitches low, 2 balls and no strikes. Holland leads off first. And he pulls the fastball down the right field line, out of play for strike 1. Hit it hard, but hit it foul. Hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike to Robert Downey Jr., the man who started it all. Again, Holland leads off first. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Rolls. And he throws him a changeup way out front. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Throw to first, he's back. So full count pitch, nobody out. Top of the third, no score. And he checks his swing, pitches high, ball 4. So Damian Rolls, the starter, begins the top of the third by giving up a single to Spider-Man and walking Iron Man. So we have 2 on and nobody out for the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, who singled in the first and has 134 runs batted in. And he pops it up, out of play, strike 1. So Ruffalo's hit into 14 double plays on the season. He also has 35 homers. Fastball at the knees. Strike 2, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Ruffalo. Off the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, runners lead off first and second. Nobody out. And it almost hit him. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Inside, full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So he was ahead 0-2. Now he's fallen behind, full count, 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Will the runners be in motion? No, they're not. Ball 4. So the bases will be loaded with Avengers with nobody out. And Damian Rolls is having difficulty with his control. Up next is Black Panther. Chadwick had a single in his first at-bat. This time he has the bases loaded with nobody out. Nowhere to put him. And he fouls off the changeup for strike 1. Rolls, sets, and delivers. And that's a line drive base hit. 1 run will score. It'll be an RBI single. Wakanda forever, baby. RBI single for Chadwick Boseman. And the MCU now leads 1-0. They go station to station. The bases are still loaded, still with nobody out. Here's the replay. Up next is Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Bases loaded. He's 0 for 1. And he grounds it foul up the third baseline for strike 1. Runners lead off every base. Outside corner, strike 2, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Bautista. Bautista's 10 for his last 25. That's a 400 clip. Ground ball up the middle and through. It is a single, RBI single. 2 runs will score. 2-run single for Drax the Destroyer. And the MCU now leads 3-0. Runners will be at first and second. Still nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Next up is Bucky Barnes, who had a single in his first at-bat. And he lines it down the right field line. Out of play, strike 1. And that's a line drive headed towards the line. It is foul. Foul ball, strike 2. So 0-2 count to Sebastian Stan. High and outside, ball 1. Count is 1-2. I'm surprised the pitching coach hasn't come out to the mound to slow down the pitcher. And he fouls it back. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's basically leaving him out there to dry. He maybe need a minute to compose himself, but I guess not. Line drive to center field. It is a single, and they will hold. The runners had to hold because they weren't sure if the center fielder would make the catch. So we have bases loaded again with nobody out. Here's the line drive to center by Sebastian Stan on the replay. So next up, Idris Elba again with the bases loaded. Fastball outside, ball 1. Nowhere to put him. He's got to throw strikes. Otherwise, he'll force in a run. It's already 3-0 MCU. And he hits a high fly ball to shallow center field. Makes the catch, and he will not score on the sac fly. Wasn't deep enough, so 1 out. Bases remain loaded.
Number 10.
Next up is Don Cheadle, the man who plays James Rhodes in the MCU from the Iron Man franchise. Popped out in the second, he's 0 for 1. Again, bases loaded, 1 away. And he grounds it foul. Strike 1. Little out in front. Ground ball through the right side. It's going to be an RBI single. 1 run will score. RBI single for War Machine. It's 4-0 MCU. We're just going base to base, station to station. It's like 1,000 death needles for Damian Rolls, just between the first and second baseman. Ground ball with eyes. Up next is the new Captain America, Anthony Mackie, who's 0 for 2. Bases loaded. 1 out. And he hits a deep fly ball to center. This one may be deep enough for the sac fly. Tagging at third and heading home. The throw to the plate is up the line. Indeed, it is a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Anthony Mackie. Cut the check, and the MCU now leads 5-0. I'm surprised at the way the Avengers have responded, because the Arizona Diamondbacks this entire season has been beating me up every time I have to face them. So the manager comes out of the dugout. Diamondbacks makes the call, wants the right-hander. So Damian Rolls' day is over. He's given up 5 earned runs. He's responsible for both runners on base. In relief for the Diamondbacks is, I have no idea because my head is in front of his name, but his record is 1-7 with a 7.96 earned run average. Next up is Spider-Man, Tom Holland, 1 for 2 with a single. Runners at first and second and 2 away. His name is Dave Wall, is his name. And he rolls it over down on the third baseline, out of play for strike 1. Tom Holland leads the ball club with 208 hits. That ball is high. It is deep. Back goes Henderson in the track. He makes the catch, collides with the wall, and saves another couple of runs. What a great play by the left fielder, Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson, as he makes the catch and collides with that mesh wall. So they score 5 times at the end of 2.5. It's 5-0 MCU. So in case you're wondering, every once a game I like to check out the difficulty settings. Options, gameplay. As you can see, the hitting difficulty is set to All-Star, and the pitching difficulty is set to All-Star. That is not the maximum difficulty. There are 5 difficulty settings. It goes Rookie, Veteran, and then All-Star. And then after All-Star, I think there's Legendary and Hall of Fame. I'm not looking to impress anybody. It's somewhere in the middle. I'm just looking to have a good time. So Jorge Posada, the catcher, leads off and hits a high, deep drive, but foul for strike 1. Posada played for the championship Yankees in the 1990s and early 2000s. Switch hitting catcher. Count is 0-1. Misses off the plate. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Knuckler floats in there, strike 2. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chases the changeup, down and away, swing and a miss. 4th strikeout for Black Widow. Here's the replay.
pitch.
So the right fielder, Nick Markakis, steps in. He has 29 homers and 101 runs batted in on the season. Checks his swing, but it's in there at the knees for strike one. Deep drive the other way, but easy routine play for the Winter Soldier for the second out.
Batting ninth.
The number 9 hitter, Starlin Castro, the shortstop. He's only hitting .229 in the season, but he has 29 homers and 78 runs batted in. Decent production for a shortstop. Outside corner with the slider, strike one. Just misses with the two-seam fastball inside, and Scarlett wants to know where that pitch was. She thought it was strike two. You can tell from her facial expression, or lack thereof. Swing and a miss, strike two. Inside fastball. He flails at the knuckleball and strikes out for the third out. So 1-2-3 inning for Scarlett. She's got a 5-0 lead at the end of 3. Oh, nasty. Leading off is Robert Downey Jr. here in the top of the 4th. He's 3 for 7 in the series so far. He has a single today. Dave Wall is still on the mound in relief. And that's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap. And I have a feeling it's going to be in there, and it will. It one hops off the wall, and he will have a stand-up double here to lead off the top of the 4th. Double number 22 for Tony Stark.
Number 84.
Next up, Mark Ruffalo in the Incredible Hulk. Pitches high, ball one. He had a single and a run scored today. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Already a 5-0 lead. Looked like it was inside, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Line drive, base hit to center field. Rounding third and heading home is Iron Man. The throw to the plate will be cut off. It's an RBI single for Hulk. Ruffalo smash. He gets RBI number 136 on the season. Runs scored entering play, as you can see. The Avengers are in 4th place. First place are the Dodgers. So they do not lead the league in runs scored. So 6-0 MCU. You wouldn't know that by this game, that's for sure. Chadwick Boseman is 2 for 2 today. And he pulls it up the third baseline foul. Strike one. Runner leads off first. Top of the 4th. 6-0 ball game. Ground ball 5, 4, 3. Round the horn, double play. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. The line for Damian Rolls, 2 2/3 innings, 10 hits, and 5 earned runs. Ugh. That is not the outing that he imagined when he woke up out of bed this morning. So we have Dave Bautista stepping into the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a 2-run single in today's ball game. Bases empty, 2 out. And he fouls it back, strike one. And he pulls it deep, but foul. Had the distance down that left field line, but couldn't stay fair. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Bautista. Pitch is high, 1-1-2. This pitcher, Dave Wall, if you look at his face and you know football, pitches outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. It kind of looks a little bit like Russell Wilson, the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. And he strikes him out. Swinging to miss the inside pitch, and the side is retired. So Russell Wilson strikes him out after 3.5 at 6-0. Avengers lead. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. The lineup turns over for the Diamondbacks. Ricky Henderson is only 1 for 9 in this series. He struck out in the first. Here's the pitch from Scarlett. And he hits it deep, but foul. Strike one. Pops it up. Right side, there is Tony Stark in foul territory in front of the dugout. Makes the catch for out number 1. Next up, Joe Morgan, leader of the Big Red Machine in the 1970s, that championship ball club, kind of like a short dynasty for the Cincinnati Reds in the 1970s. Line drive over the head of the first baseman and into the right field corner. Racing over is Bautista. He will make the throw in, and he's going to go for third, and he's going to make it. That's a triple, a 1-out triple for Joe Morgan. Part of the problem was when Bautista threw the ball back in, he missed the cutoff man. And by missing the cutoff man, that allowed Joe with his wheels to make it all the way to third base. So, runner at third and less than 2 outs. Jeff Bagwell steps up. He can score that run without the benefit of a base hit. Slider in there, strike one. And that's a deep drive. Certainly deep enough to score the run from third. Tagging is Joe Morgan. He will score, and it's now a 6-1 lead for the MCU on the sacrifice fly by Jeff Bagwell. I think that's RBI number 136 on the season. And he put his everything into that throw. So bases empty, 2 outs. Up steps Nolan Arenado, who's 2 for 8 in this series. He had a single in the second inning today. Here's the pitch. Misses outside with the breaking ball. Ball 1. Jams him. Foul. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. This is my attempt to play a full 162-game regular season. Swing and a miss. Down and away. Count is 1-2 to Nolan Arenado. I also love to do play-by-play if you hadn't noticed. That's a big part of this. It's also an opportunity to put some content up on YouTube. Jams him, fouls it back, counts. Remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. I want to have a big thank you as this season comes to a close. Since we have 8 games left in the regular season plus the playoffs, in the next couple of weeks that I will be saying goodnight to baseball for at least the next 3 or 4 months. I want to say big thank you to Sonic the Hedgehog, to Sing Venus Unicorn, to the Outlander Show, to lots of individuals that showed up and supported me the whole way. I really appreciate it. Again, jams him. It's a battle between Scarlett Johansson and Nolan Arenado. If you ever thought you'd hear that, you'll hear it here. And it's a lazy fly ball to right. There is Bautista to retire the side. But they do score a run on a sac fly. And after 4 innings of play, it's 6-1, Avengers lead. So we go to the top of the 5th. Up steps Sebastian Stan. Diamond's bullpen is active. Sebi is 2 for 2. Fastball inside, ball 1. Wander Suero, the right-hander, is getting loose in the Diamondbacks bullpen. Change up high and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Line drive up the middle and through. They had the shift on, hit it through the vacated second base spot in the infield. So leadoff single for the Avengers here on the top of the 5th. As you can see, the second baseman is playing on the left field side of the second base bag instead of his normal position straight up. Up next is Idris Elba, who's 1 for 2. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. 1 for 2 with a single. Stan leads off first. Nobody out. inside off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball 6, 4, 3, double play. There are 2 away here in the 5th inning. Ugh.
The batter, number 10.
This is the replay. So it goes Starlin Castro over to Joe Morgan, and then completing the 6-4-3 double play to Jeff Bagwell. So bases empty, up steps Don Cheadle, who has an RBI single today. He's 1 for 2. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Left side. I have a problem with my lefts and my rights. I always mess them up. So that's left side. And that ball is high. It is far. That ball is gonzo. No, pardon me. It will possibly be a triple. The throw to third is not in time. My eyes deceive me. I thought that was over the net fence, but instead it was in the right field corner. Let's watch the replay. It ends up being triple number 3 on the season. And hits in the, I should be ashamed of myself. It was nowhere close. So runner at third with 2 away for Anthony Mackie, who has a sac fly today. He's officially 0 for 2. He's going to need a hit to get that run in. Slider, he tried to backdoor him, but missed. Ball 1. Again, runner leads off third. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. And he pops it up to shallow left. There is Ricky to retire the side. So 4.5 complete. It's 6-1 Avengers. Thank you for watching. So I have a feeling we're going to go to Heidi Watney in the dugout. Heidi, we're so sorry. Someone turned off your microphone. I have nothing to do with it. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Up steps Ketel Marte. The switch hitter hitting from the left side against the righty Black Widow. Fastball inside, ball 1. And he pulls the slider high and deep, but foul. Grounds it, foul. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grounder to second, fielded by Holland, throws to first, 1 away. Next up, Brian Reynolds, no relation to Ryan Reynolds. 0 for 1. Fastball in there, strike 1. Just gets a piece of the changeup. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Scarlett's pitching really well. This is a high-octane offense. And he flies to center. Routine play for Don Cheadle for out number 2.
Now batter.
2 outs, bases empty. Jorge Posada steps up, struck out in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. At the knees with the 2-seam fastball, strike 2. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. And he grounds it at the plate. It's a swinging bunt fielded by Ruffalo. Throws to first. 1-2-3 inning for Scarlett Johansson. And the side is retired. 5 innings complete. It's an official ball game. It's the Hollywood Avengers 6, the Arizona Diamondbacks 1. Thank you for watching. IFT Nation, Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Speaking of which, up steps Tommy Holland. Oh yeah. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing, pitches outside, ball 1. Tom Holland debuts his film this weekend. No Way Home, not a sponsor, down and in. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. I wish it was a sponsor, but it is not. And he grounds it to third. Fielded by Nolan Arenado. Throws across in time. 1 away. 6-1 lead here in the top of the 6th inning for the Avengers. Team ERAs entering play. The worst team ERA in the National League belongs to the Arizona Diamondbacks, as you can see. So they've given up lots of runs. 6 runs is not much, not anything unusual for the Diamondbacks. So Tony Stark is 2 for 2. Puts that average at 300 even. And he hits it high and deep. Will it stay fair? It will not. It goes foul. That would have been home run number 24 and RBI number 100 on the season. Pitches outside. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 5-run lead for the Avengers. And he pulls it hard, but again foul. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Welcome to the live stream, IFT Nation. Thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure to see your name in the chat box. Outside and low, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Robert Downey Jr. Low, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. And he hits it off the end of the bat to center field. There is Cheadle RBI in the left center, check that, right center field gap for out number 2. So with 2 outs and the base is empty, up steps Mark Ruffalo, who is 6 for 10 in this series. 2 for 2 today. Grounds it off the glove. Starlin picks it up, throws to first, not in time. Should be an infield single. I think they should definitely, yeah. Scorer's table gave him a base hit on that. So Mark Ruffalo's 3 for 3 today. A 2-out single for the Hulk. Next up is Black Panther, 2 for 3 himself. And that's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap, and it will go for days. Rounding second, heading to third. Rounding third is the Hulk heading home. He will stop at second. To throw to the plate is not in time. It is an RBI double for Wakanda Forever, Black Panther. Oh yeah, 7-1 lead for the MCU. Here's the replay. And the relay throw from Cheadle RBI to Joe Morgan up the line. No chance to get him at the plate. It's a 6-run lead once again for the Hollywood Avengers. So, next up, Drax the Destroyer, who has a 2-run single today. He's 1 for 3. Runner at second, 2 outs. And that's another double in the gap, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's going to drop. And it will. And it's going to be another RBI single for the Avengers with 2 outs. Now the score is 8-1. Your good luck, IFT Nation. That's double number 39 for Dave Bautista. Here's the replay. Center fielder Cheadle RBI couldn't quite get his glove on it. So still 2 outs, still runner in scoring position. The pitching coach decides to make the change. Wander Suero steps on the mound, toes the rubber. 66th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 3-2 with a 7.71 earned run average. Ooh, what a terrible average. Up next, Sebastian Stan. Sebi is 3 for 3. He's got 7 hits in this series. This time he couldn't hold up. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Tried to check his swing. Couldn't do it. Bautista leads off second. 2 outs. Did he check it that time? No, he did not, according to the first base umpire. So 2 check swings lead to an 0-2 count for Sebastian Stan. Needs to show a little more discipline. And he just gets a piece of the cut fastball to stay alive. Count remains 0-2. Again, runner leads off second. It's an 8-1 lead for the Avengers here in this game 3 of a 4-game set. Jams him, pops it up. Short right field. He makes the catch to retire the side. But again, they score twice. And after 5.5, it's the Avengers 8. The Diamondbacks 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Up steps the right fielder Nick Markakis, who is 0 for 1 with a flyout. Scarlett has herself a 7-run lead. All she really has to do is throw strikes, starting with that one. Inside corner, strike one. And that's a bloop to center. Charging is the center fielder, Don Cheadle, makes the catch, one away. How was the movie, IFT Nation wants to know? What movie is he referring to? He's asking about Spider-Man No Way Home. Not a sponsor. They are not sponsoring me. I just happened to, as a fan, go see the most recent Spider-Man film, and it was awesome. I definitely recommend it. It was great. No spoilers. I loved it. Starlin Castro up there, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And that ball is deep. That ball's not coming back. That's a solo shot for Starlin Castro. Home run number 30 on the season for Starlin Castro, and it is an 8-2 ball game. Ooh, my goodness. What are those cheesy sayings? Was there a stewardess on that flight or something like that? No, you will like it. IFT Nation is a good movie, real good movie. Oh. Bang. Oof. Next up, the lineup turns over for Ricky Henderson, who's 0 for 2.
Next to the Diamondbacks, the left fielder, Ricky.
Fouls it behind home plate, out of play, strike one. 8-2 MCU here in the bottom of the 6th. The Diamondback lineup has the ability to score a lot of runs and fast. Checked his swing, but it was in there, strike two. Count as no balls and 2 strikes to Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson in this fictional franchise has 50-plus doubles and 50-plus stolen bases, but here he strikes out on a slider down and away. That's the 6th strikeout of the game for Scarlett Johansson. Here's the replay. Was it a strike? No. Got him to chase. Couldn't stay away from it. Probably thought it was a fastball. So Joe Morgan steps up with 2 outs. Joe Morgan has a triple today. He's 1 for 2. Fouls it back, strike one. Just misses off the plate. Scarlett's confused as to where that pitch was. She thought it was strike on the outside corner, but count as 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Line drive over the head of the third baseman down the left field line. Racing over, he will throw to second, but it's going to be a double. A 2-out double for Joe Morgan, his 32nd double of the season. Just a line drive over the head of Black Panther and into that right field. Check that left field corner. Oh, what's in my cup? Just water. I was thinking of getting coffee, but we got to stay hydrated. Just water and ice. It's not an ASMR video, I swear, with the crunching of the ice. Next up, Jeff Bagwell, who has a sac fly today. So runner in scoring position with 2 away. Line drive, base hit, diving attempt. Comes up throwing. He's got a gun up the line. It's an RBI single for Jeff Bagwell. And it's an 8-3 ball game. Ugh. RBI leaders entering play in the National League. Luis Gonzalez leads all batters with 144 RBIs. Jeff Bagwell now has 136. Mark Ruffalo is in the middle of that list, if you notice, 134. The Hulk has 134. He has 135 now, so he's climbing the list. All right, we need to go to the manager's office, and we need to warm somebody up. Let's warm up Ed Norton and Sam Jackson. And the manager is going to send a pitching coach out to the mound to say, Scarlett, you're doing a good job. This guy has 30 homers. He has the ability to make this an 8-5 ball game with 1 pitch. Just take it easy. Take it gone easy. Oh, way. Line drive foul. Strike one. Just gets a piece of the 2-seam fastball. Count is no balls and 2 strikes to Arenado. Tries to get him to chase. Does not do so. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Line drive, base hit. It is another 2-out single And the offense of the Diamondbacks is starting to wake up, ladies and gentlemen. This is when things get a little scary because the Diamondbacks have the ability to score bundles of runs. If you open the door for them, they will squeeze their foot through. Ketel Marte is 0 for 2, but he has 29 homers. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Did he check it? Yes, he did. Ball 1. Swing and a miss. Count is equal at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pulls the knuckler down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and she's 1 strike from getting out of this with the 5-run lead intact. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Knuckleball is low. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off first and second. It's an 8-3 lead for the MCU. And here's the pitch. And again, he fouls it off to stay alive. IFT Nation, I'm watching Doomsday. And you, of course. I know you are. I sincerely appreciate the fact that you are lurking in the background. Thank you, IFT. Strike 3 called, inside corner. Ketel can't believe it. He says that's not a strike. Regardless, the side is retired. At the end of 6, they do score a run. It's the Avengers leading 8-3. So we go to the top of the 7th. Up steps Idris Elba. The Diamondbacks bullpen is active. Idris is 1 for 3 with a single today. Wander Suero is still out there on the mound. Wander Suero. Interesting name. Fouls off the cut fastball, strike 1. Checks his swing, curveball outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he yanks it foul. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was the pitch to hit. It was a little out in front. Line drive headed towards the gap, but I have a feeling, yes, nice catch by the right fielder. Played him perfectly. Out number 1 here in the 7th. Next up, Don Cheadle. He has a single, a triple. He is 2 for 3. 1 out here in the 7th. Hits from the left side. Breaks his bat. Jams him and just breaks the barrel of the bat. Strike 1. Saws it off in his hands. Checks his swing, pitches low, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Are you going to make the World Series? It's a good question, IFT Nation. I don't know. Big part of that is whether or not I can win the division, the National League West. Right now I'm tied with 8 games left with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And that's a deep drive. Back goes the center fielder to the track, looking up, makes the catch for out number 2. Gave it a ride, but it wasn't quite far enough. So I have to win the division to give my playoff spot, you know, the best playoff spot possible. Then I got to get through 3 rounds: the NLDS, the NLCS, and then the World Series. I got to get 11 more wins. So hopefully I can do it. Up next, Anthony Mackie. Swing and a miss out in front of the curveball, strike 1. It's right around the corner. Over the next couple of weeks, I will know if the Hollywood Avengers are World Series champions. Fastball low, count as 1 ball and 1 strike. This is game number 155 of a 162-game regular season. They have 98 wins, and both the Dodgers and the Avengers are tied with 98 wins. 2 balls and 1 strike to Anthony Mackie. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 7th. Outside, the hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike to Mackie, the new Captain America. That's a strike. Looked like a cut fastball. Must have found the outside corner. Looked like ball 4 to me, but the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Pitch from Suero. Ball 4, so it's a 2-out walk.
The batter, number 8, second baseman.
Up next, Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Spider-Man Tom Holland, 1 for 4. Big lead at first, throws to first, he's back. It makes sense with 2 outs for Mackie to steal in this situation because then he can get to second and be in scoring position, where with 2 outs, a single could score him. So let's see if he takes off. For those of you that are new to the live stream, well, it doesn't really matter because it's a base hit to right. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. 2 on and 2 out. Now he's no longer in a base stealing situation. Just a ground ball to the right side between first and second for Tommy Holland. Next up, Robert Downey Jr. 2 for 3 today, a single, a double, 2 runs scored, 2 on, 2 outs. And he lines it hard but foul. Strike 1. Here comes a pitch from Suero. Line drive, foul ball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Nice base steal, says IFT Nation. It's on fire. Fire, fire. Struck him out swinging, and the side is retired. So get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. The Avengers lead 8-3. This is Avengers Baseball. Take me out to the ball game. Cotton Eye Joe. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 7th. Brian Reynolds is 0 for 2. He has 19 homers on the season. Hopefully he won't get to 20. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 at the fastball. And he hits a lazy fly ball to left. There is Sebastian Stan for the first out. Next up, Jorge Posada, 0 for 2. Jorge Posada. Breaking ball in there, strike 1. Grounder the other way, long run. Oh, no chance, no chance. They were playing him to pull. IFT Nation wants to know when was the last baseball game I watched in live in person. It would have to be a New York Yankees game, but it honestly would have to be a few years ago because I haven't been to a baseball game since the pandemic. So it'd have to have been in 2018 or 2019, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. I've been to many baseball games in my life. Up next is Nick Markakis. Usually Yankee games. I've been to one Met game, New York's Mets in Queens. It was fun. I'm not a Mets fan, but it was a fun game. It was against the Braves. Oh, it's down the line. And they'll now have first and third with 1 out. That ball, I think, went off the first base bag and down. No, they're giving an error to Tony Stark, E3. They're saying that he should have come up with that. It's good. I was wondering what happened down there that the ball got past him. He must have just got distracted by the proximity of the first base bag. So runners at first and third with Starling Castro. Castro hit a solo homer here in the 6th. So it's time to take this seriously. All right, so you know what? We're going to have to send the manager out to the mound and see how we're feeling, how Scarlett Johansson is feeling. So I'm in New York. I am in New York, yes, indeed. I am born and raised in New York City. I don't currently live in New York City. I live in upstate New York. But I grew up in New York City. In there, strike 1. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and third. Slider outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. You're across the lake, IFT Nation. So if across the lake, I would have to assume that you're from Canada? Because across the lake, is that, or are you in Michigan? Like across the across the Great Lakes? I don't know. Let me see if I'll guess Canada. I think that IFT Nation's you're probably Canadian. No, wait, you told me once before you were Canadian. Yes. Strike at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here we go. King Sonic the Hedgehog with his victory sign. Hello, King Sonic. Let's see what the answer is. Yes, sir, CA. Haha, I guessed it correctly. All right, so it's a 2 ball, 2 strike count. 1 out, runners at first and third. It's a 5-run game, but things can get pretty nasty pretty quickly if I'm not careful. Like right now, for instance, that's an RBI single, and it's now an 8-4 ball game, and the ball's thrown away, and the runners will move up. So now 2 runners are in scoring position. Oh no! A single can make this a 2-run ball game, 8-6. A homer can make it a 1-run ball game, 8-7. This is a mess. Ricky Henderson's up. The manager will go to the bullpen, and we'll bring in Ed Norton to deal with this mess. Oh, this is, I need to batten down the hatches, fellas. Ed Norton is the first man to play the Incredible Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's 3-4 with a 4.95 earned run average, and here comes the pitch. Line drive, caught. He will not tag them arms. He's got a cannon out there, although he probably would have scored. Strong arm by Drax, the Destroyer, held him at third base. So shallow fly ball for Ricky Henderson makes the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 runners are still in scoring position. Up next is Joe Morgan, who is 2 for 3 with a double and a triple. And that ball is high. It is far. That ball is gone, and we have ourselves a 1-run ball game as the score is now 8-7 Avengers on Joe Morgan's 20th home run of the season. And this, what was once a blowout, has turned into a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no! Ha ha! Let sleeping dragons lie. Don't poke the dragon. The dragon has been poked, and the dragon poked back. Oof! Oh shit! Oh no! 8-7. Hoo-wee! Manager, mound visit. Jeff Bagwell has a 2-run single. These games are important, folks. Knocks it down, but it is an RBI. It is an infield single, and the tying run is on base. The winning run is at the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Nolan Arenado has an opportunity to win this game. MCU leads only by 1 run. Checks his swing in there, strike 1. Do I like to fish? I'm not much of a fisherman, to be honest with you. Not a fisherman. I only like to fish in video games like Red Dead Redemption. Checks his swing, outside corner, count is quickly, no balls, and 2 strikes on Arenado. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Side is retired, but they score a boatload of runs. And after 7 innings of baseball, this is a 1-run game as the Avengers now lead 8-7. Uh-oh, it's getting scary, folks. Getting scary. We go to the top of the 8th. In comes Zach Duke, 4-5 with a 5.04 earned run average, left-hand pitcher, who will face Mark Ruffalo. Mark is 3 for 3 today. He has 35 homers.
Number 84.
That's a line drive. Out number 1. Haven't seen you play. Well, I played Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 before the live stream. I started my live stream in 2020, and I didn't play Red Dead Redemption. I mean, I didn't play it online. I played it in the privacy of my own home. That was a great game, though. Honestly, if I could roll back the clock, I definitely would play it online. I just don't want to play it again. That would be a bit overkill. Chadwick Boseman is 3 for 4. He steps up with 1 out here in the... And that ball is high. It is far. That ball is caught at the warning track for out number 2. Now, before we go any further, the manager wants to go to the bullpen and see who he wants to bring in. He wants to bring Sam Jackson in to pitch the bottom of the 8th against these 3 switch hitters. And then I'm going to warm up Paul Rudd. And hopefully I'll have a 1-run lead for Jeremy Renner. 2 outs, bases empty. Dave Bautista is 2 for 4. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Edwin Diaz and Sam Tuivailala. I can't pronounce that name, guys. It's the best I'm going to get. Anyway, 2 right-handers are warming in the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen. The count is 1-0 on Bautista. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
2 balls, no strikes.
And he grounds it, foul. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Drax. Off the end of the bat, and it is caught by the left fielder to retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 1-run contest. Ketel Marte leads off for the Diamondbacks. It's 8-7, Avengers lead. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. In comes Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, who's pitched in 33 games. He's 7-6 with a 3.82 earned run average. I feel like the momentum has shifted. Ketel Marte turns around and bats from the right side against the lefty Nick Fury. He's 0 for 3. You're not kidding. It certainly is intense. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Oh. I'm glossy. I'm glistening. Can you see it? It's sweat. Pitch is in there. Strike 1. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Grounds it. Foul. Count is no balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Pitch was called a strike. Marte didn't like it, thought it was high. Nevertheless, it's first strikeout for Samuel L. Jackson. I think that was above the belt. Above the belt, called it a strike. I feel sorry for Ketel, but there's still 1 out. Up next, Brian Reynolds turns around and bats from the right side. He's 0 for 3 from the left side today. Here comes the pitch from Sam Jackson. Checks his swing, breaking ball in there, strike 1. Pops him up out of the crouch, near home plate. The Hulk makes the catch, 2 away.
Up next for the Diamondbacks.
2 outs, bases empty. Jorge Posada steps up to the plate from the right side. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored today. Pitch is low, ball 1. Out in front of the screwball, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Down and in with the cut fastball, 2 balls, 1 strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And he hits a fly ball towards the right field seats, makes the catch near the sidewall. Nice play by Drax the Destroyer to retire the side. So 8 innings complete. It's an 8-7 lead for the Avengers. We go to the top of the 9th.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Pitching is Edwin Diaz here to pitch the top of the 9th. He's 6-3 with an ERA of just 5.00. He will face Sebastian Stan, who's 3 for 4 today. Right-handed hitter against the righty Edwin Diaz. Here comes the pitch. And he's late on the fastball, 99 on the radar gun. Fouls it down the right field line. Strike 1. Swing and a miss, the slider, strike 2. Count is 0-2. Tough pitch. That's a ground ball through the right side. The vacated second base hole. They had him played to pull, and it backfired, and they have a leadoff hit here in the top of the 9th.
Number 63.
Send it out. I will. I'm going to send it out. Up next is Hemdahl. Fastball inside, ball one. We need some insurance. That runner needs to come around and score. It's 8-7. Idris Elba is at the plate. He's 1 for 4 today. And that's a line drive. No, check that. That's a bloop base hit to right field. And it's runners at first and second and nobody out. Here's the replay. I need to chew on some ice. I'm trying, IFT. I'm trying. These guys are tough. Next up, Don Cheadle, switch hitter, batting from the left side. He's got a single and a triple today. And he hits it high and deep, but slicing out of play for strike one. Don Cheadle needs to hit a 3-run home run. Grounder to second. Oh, he tries to did he tag him? He didn't do it. That was a mistake by the second baseman. Instead of tossing to second for the force, he tried to tag the runner and missed. So he only got 1 out on the play. Instead of going 4-6-3 double play, he misses the tag, and it's second and third, and only 1 out. That's a break for the Avengers. Anthony Mackie has a chance. Intentional walk. The manager wants an intentional walk for Mackie in order to face the right-handed Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. 2 for 5, bases loaded. What happens when Tom Holland is up against the wall? You'll see in the movie theaters. You'll enjoy it, trust me. 3, 6, 3, double play, side retired, and I guess they were right. They defeated Spider-Man. This must be the middle of the movie. This is not good. This is not good. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Last licks for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They need 1 run to score. They need 1 run to tie. It's 8-7. Manager, bullpen. I'm going to warm up Jeremy Renner just in case. Nick Markakis leads off. The screwball in there, strike one. Nick Markakis is 0 for 3, left-handed hitter. Sam Jackson is a left-handed pitcher, so advantage Avengers. Fouls it down the left field line, out of play. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. We are in the bottom of the ninth. It's a 1-run lead for the Avengers. And he slices it to left. He hit it well, but not well enough. And there's the first out here in the bottom of the ninth. Next up is Starlin Castro. He is 2 for 3. And the manager is going to go for a mound visit just to give him a little extra time. It's going to be a 2-out save for Hawkeye. Hawkeye comes in. He's pitched in 35 save opportunities. He's converted 29 of them. He is the closer. Jeremy Renner is Hawkeye. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Triple digits. 101 miles an hour on the radar gun. Way out in front of the slider. Swing and miss. Count as quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. He's throwing darts, folks. He's throwing darts. And it's a bloop. It's a bloop. Foul ball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 2 more outs. And he pulls it deep but foul. The tying run is at the plate. 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. 8-7 lead for the MCU. As we approach the playoffs, every game is important for the Avengers. Slider misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Arizona Diamondbacks want to play spoiler. They would like to negatively affect the Avengers in the playoffs. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a high fastball. There are 2 away, and the Avengers have the Diamondbacks down to their final out of the game. Lineup turns over. Hall of Famer, legendary player Ricky Henderson is 0 for 4 today. A home run ties this ball game with 2 outs in the ninth. And he lines it foul for strike 1. Pulls it foul, strike 2. The count is 0-2, and the Diamondbacks are down to their final strike of the game. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out swinging. Ball game over. Avengers win 8-7. And they've taken the first 3 games of this 4-game series here at Chase Field against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's win number 99 on the season for the Hollywood Avengers. That's win number 11 on the season for Scarlett Johansson, the starting pitcher. She is victorious. With 99 wins, the Avengers will wait to see what happened in the schedule, whether or not the Los Angeles Dodgers have won or lost, and I will show you whether or not they've won or lost. But before I do that, the Hollywood Avengers, 8 runs, 20 hits, 2 errors. Arizona Diamondbacks, 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher is Scarlett Johansson. The losing pitcher, Damian Rolls. Jeremy Renner gets save number 30. Chadwick Boseman, the late, great Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, was 3 for 5 with a double, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. He is your player of the game. And this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. After today, there are 7 games left. Just 7 left. Time to see. Let's exit the post game. Confirm exit. Time to see what, congratulations on the subs, Brandon Looney Tunes. Welcome to the live stream. So we're going to go to the menu options. Okay, so as you can see, the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Avengers have won 3 straight. And then the next game tomorrow will be the 4th and final game against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then there are just 6 games left, a 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins, and then 3 games against the division rival LA Dodgers to end this season. So what we're going to do is we're going to back out, and it looks like the Dodgers lost today. And yes, they did. The Avengers, with 7 games left, have a 1-game lead. The Dodgers lost, so Avengers are 99-56. The Dodgers are 98-57. So it's a 1-game advantage with 7 games remaining. And then after that, the playoffs, and then hopefully the World Series. So let's back it out. Let's go back over to here. And again, the win for Scarlett Johansson, she's 11-7. Damian Rolls gets the loss, he's 5-5. The save, Jeremy Renner, his 30th. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I sincerely appreciate your time and attention. I want you all to have a great day, and I will see you again soon. I am RC Robbin. Don't forget to like and subscribe.